Hi, Truth Seekers. This is Avril with your message for today. If this reading resonates with you, please like, share, and subscribe. All my readings are timeless, cross watchers are welcomed, and remember there's no gender in tarot and the roles can be reversed. Truth Seekers, today I would like to find out how your past hurts have been affecting you. Spirits and angels, please show me how my truth seekers' past hurts have been affecting them or have been affecting us. Truth seekers, it looks like most of the times you're very defensive. It's like you have been through a lot and you've been through so much hurt and betrayal that you practice to be defensive. And it's like it's becoming a problem. The way you handle disputes, it looks like you are you're still in a place of hurt and you're still struggling to trust people and to trust that people mean you well. So it looks like you could be very easily triggered. You know, it doesn't take much to upset you. It looks like past hurts have caused you to lose your patience a little bit and your tolerance is very low. So you're not as patient with people as you used to be. And also, whenever there is a disagreement, it looks like you could become upset very easily. Instead of talking things through, it looks like you've lost your patience with people because of what you've gone through in the past. And your spirit guides want you to find different ways to resolve your issues with people. They want you to tone down. It looks like, truth seekers, a lot of you are beating yourselves up. You're torturing yourself about the choices that you've made. It's like you let people in. They really hurt you, disappoint you, betray you. And a lot of you are upset with yourself. You're beating yourself up because you feel like you saw the red flags and you ignored them. Some of you feel like you allowed this person to go way past their expiration date. A lot of you feel like you kept this person around much longer than your intuition was telling you. And so you let them stay and hurt you much more than they should have been allowed. And it's like a lot of you, even though you know that they are the ones who were wrong, you know that they were the ones who betrayed you, you know, they hurt you, you're blaming yourself for allowing them to get that far, you know, in terms of betraying you and disappointing you and hurting you. You feel like you should have paid more attention to the red flags. You feel like you should have listened to your intuition. So it looks like because you feel like you've made that mistake in the past, you're very defensive now when you're dealing with other people, even people who there's no need for you to be defensive around them. Truth seekers, a lot of you could be losing hope when it comes on to love. You're not confident that you will ever find your person. You're not confident that you will ever find someone who means you well or someone who is made for you, and it's causing you to feel sad, especially at nights. It looks like during the daytime you're doing well when you get up and you go to work and things like that, but when you're alone, it's like you're in a place of heartbreak and disappointment. You feel sometimes like you feel sad because you thought that there was someone in your past who was for you, and that person, along with other people that you've dealt with, they've all shown you that people cannot easily be trusted. And so some of you feel sad and you feel hopeless that you might have to go through life alone because there might not be a person out there for you. You know, you build this, you've built a wall around yourself to protect yourself, and you're very aggressive with anyone who tries to come across your boundaries, anyone who tries to get too close. Even if you interact with people you're dating and things like that, you become very defensive when someone is trying to get too close to you or to move into your life. It's like you get very aggressive and you have these beliefs and these ideas which are from a place of intellect and experience, but it can cause you to be limiting your acceptance of other people. In other words, it's like you have a certain amount of experience. You don't trust people easily, which that is warranted. But it looks like it's causing you to prejudge too quickly. You know, you're not able to accept people for who they are. You know, it's like you have to give people time and more time, you know, to prove to you that they are who they say they are. You don't easily accept other people, and Spirit wants to warn you about that. You know, you don't have to let someone into your circle, but you don't want people to judge you right off the bat. So Spirit wants you to be careful with how you look at everyone, thinking that everyone is out to get you. You know, some of you feel like you don't know what the future holds. You know, a lot of people have hurt you and disappointed you, and you hold on, you're still holding on to what people have done to you. And it looks like you try to escape dealing with people as much as you can. Yeah, because your past hurts. You know, your past hurts have taught you so much that you feel like instead of dealing with people and having to resolve all these issues that come with dealing with different people, you prefer to just stay away from people as much as you can. You know, Spirit wants you to know that it may be time for you to start taking care of yourself. Start to practice self-love and self-care if you haven't already done so. It looks like you've been neglecting yourself just to make other people happy. You know, you're overwhelming yourself with your responsibilities, and Spirit wants you to just take a little time out to do the things that you want to do and to do the things that make you happy. If you're not already doing that. Guys, I am long at a place where I am practicing self-love. I will give, but I do not have a lot to give at this point. I've given way too much in the past, and now I just have to give to myself. I don't have it in me to do that much anymore, because people are really something else. So it may be time for you truth seekers to start thinking about what you want and what you need in order for you to be happy. It's time for you to start loving yourself. Stop neglecting yourself, you know, in an attempt to take care of other people. A lot of you, because you have problems trusting other people, you know, your past hurts have been messing with your emotional security. It's like the things that have happened to you in the past, it's making you insecure, and you have to be careful that when you're dealing with other people, you're not displaying manipulative behaviors. Don't be trying to control people around you and trying to get a specific outcome out of people just because you're afraid of what their true selves might show you. I'm seeing here that your spirit guides want you to be careful of manipulating other people and situations to go the way you want them to go, because you have a fear that if you allow people to be who they are, they're gonna end up hurting you. Be careful that you're not, you know, manipulating other people. It could be time for you to do some self-evaluation. You know, if you don't have a therapist or someone very wise who you trust, it's time for you to find somebody, this is not for everyone, to talk to. You know, because what I've also realized is that the more I talk to people, is the more I'm seeing that the hurts that I've experienced in the past, it's actually more common than you think. And so sometimes Spirit wants you to know that it's okay to open up about what you're going through. Start reconnecting with other people, because it will help you to feel better when other people tell you what they've gone through also. It looks like for a lot of you, you're overcautious, you know, dealing with especially members of the opposite sex, or you know, your romantic interest. If it's a same-sex relationship, you know, you could be overcautious and afraid of everything and everyone. So Spirit wants you to, you know, take your blinders off, give people a chance, be cautious, but also still take action to move forward, because it is possible for you to love again. Don't be overcautious to the point where you're scaring people off. And it looks like a lot of you, your mind and your body and your spirit needs rest. if you're not taking care of yourself, if you're allowing yourself to be up at nights worrying about the things that you've gone through in the past, crying over someone who hurt you really badly, especially in the recent past, if you're not doing the work to move out of this space, it's gonna hurt you in the long run, because you might end up giving up on people when God wants you to really flourish and be happy, and when the universe wants you to be your best self. You're gonna be in a bubble somewhere under a rock because you're afraid of people. It looks like your past hurts is causing you to judge other people very harshly, even before they give you a reason to. We have to practice tolerance and acceptance of others for who and for how they are, regardless of what we've been through. We have to give people a chance to show us that they cannot be trusted, instead of just assuming that that's the case. Some of you feel like when it comes to love, all hope is lost. And that's not true. Spirit wants you to attune yourself to your soul's desires to regain harmony. For a lot of us as a child, we had this beautiful picture of how we wanted our lives to be, and it looks like life and disappointments and deceitful people and life's trials and troubles have caused us to let go of these hopes that we had. A lot of you're letting go of your childhood dreams because you don't feel like you can have that beautiful picture that you saw as a child. A lot of you are letting go of the idea of true love and finding your person because you feel like you can't trust anyone. And you have a need to have your personal space all the time, and a lot of you feel like relationships are overbearing. I feel that way because I just don't feel like I can put up with the things I've put up with in the past. So life's trials are causing you to feel disappointment, and your emotions are interfering with your clarity. Right here it says that your emotions are interfering with your clarity. You've been hurt too many times, and it looks like you've lost hope, and you're not seeing the possibilities. You're losing your compassion for people who haven't even hurt you. And it looks like you're becoming lonely because you're isolating yourself from people just as a defense mechanism, not because you're mean, but you prefer to stay alone than to allow someone to come in, and you have to find out who they are and find out that they're not a good person. You also have responsibilities that are burdening you. You feel like you don't have anyone to help you. You feel like you have to do everything by yourself. But you need to set some boundaries and allot your responsibilities in a way that is manageable to avoid burnout. You're overwhelmed by everything that's going on around you. You know, you're overwhelmed by your responsibilities. There are unexpected changes that happen that is overwhelming you. There are people who you thought would have been in your life today to help you, and they're not. You know, there are people who you've had to let go of even though you didn't want to, and there are people who have let go of you unexpectedly, and you're just feeling like the only person you can depend on is yourself. So it looks like when it comes on to people, you're walking on a very thin rope, and you are at a crossroads in terms of how you feel about letting someone back into your life, and you feel the need to choose very wisely, even if you should allow someone to come back. But your spirit guides are warning you about creating a prison around yourself. They're saying that you've built a prison around yourself, and you might need to change your approach, because you could be guarding against people who really truly love you and mean you well. So truth seekers, if you have someone who is giving you information about an ex of yours, or maybe there might be an ex that you don't have access to, you don't know what's going on with them, and you have someone who's telling you what's going on with them, Spirit wants you to know that what this person is telling you might not necessarily be the truth, and you need to double check whatever information you're getting. Don't let people come and tell you things about other people. Know for sure, what you're listening to, and be careful not to be taking news about other people, especially the people in your past, because what you're hearing might not necessarily be true. A lot of you're also stuck reminiscing on what happened in the past, both the good and the bad, and Spirit is warning you that it's not healthy for you to be stuck in your mind about the things that happened in the past. If you're daydreaming about good things, it might be time to let that go, because that person might not be coming back. And if you're thinking about the bad things, it's not healthy, because you could be creating a hardened heart by doing that, and that might spill over into dealing with the people who haven't hurt you. You might end up lashing out against the people who did not hurt you. If you're currently seeing someone, it looks like this relationship is lacking your support, because you feel like you don't have it in you to give anymore. So if you have a current relationship, that relationship could be suffering because your support and your cooperation is needed in order for this relationship to be successful, and it looks like you're holding back out of fear, or out of being cautious because of what you've been through in the past when you invested fully. If you're holding on to a past person, Spirit wants you to know that you could be fighting a losing battle if you're sitting around waiting for a past person to come back. They want you to cut your losses and move on. Yeah, you're hung up on the past, and it's causing you to be frustrated. You need to let go of your past, both the good and the bad, and move on. And they also want you to know that you must not be afraid to ask for help, especially financial help from your family members or your loved ones. Ask for help if you are overburdened, if your responsibilities are overwhelming you, especially to the people who you feel like they have a responsibility to help you. Say, for example, you're raising a child by yourself, and because you don't want to ask the other parent for anything, you want to do it by yourself. Spirit is warning you that you need to allow other people to help you so that you can have a little bit of time and resources to take care of yourself. You can't do everything by yourself. So don't be afraid to ask for help, especially if you are struggling. It's not a sign of weakness. Everyone has their time in life when they struggle, and it's okay to ask for help. There are people who will actually step forward and help you. So one of the things that's affecting you, truth seekers, it's that maybe when you were younger, you had a picture of what success looked like and how your life was going to be, and you had all these plans, but it looks like now your perception of success is changing because you've experienced so many delays and so much loss and heartbreak and disappointment. You are seeing success now as just the fact that you've made it, you have life, you have health, maybe your children are okay, you have a roof over your head, you have food to eat, you have a job. That's what you're seeing success as now. You're not seeing success anymore as having wealth or having this nice big house or 2-3 cars. You're just making yourself content now with the fact that success isn't what you thought it would be, but hey, you're still alive, you still have health and strength, and you can still take care of yourself, and you're making peace with that. You're not hoping for much more. You're carrying some deep emotions, truth seekers. You have a lot of pain that's caused by separation, from people who hurt and betrayed you, and Spirit wants you to know that these feelings are normal, but it's time for you to let go. It's time for you to pull yourself together and move on and not dwell on this pain anymore. Because if you are resisting the change, if you are resisting the fact that you need to move past all of this and forgive the people who hurt you, it's only going to cause more suffering for you. Sometimes you have to trust the process and just forgive other people, release them and let them go, not for them but for you, for your own peace of mind. You are feeling insecure, and whenever you're in a relationship you feel insecure. It's hard for you to trust. You feel indecisive sometimes. One minute you feel like you want a future with them, the next minute you don't want to be bothered, because there are so many broken promises that you've dealt with in the past that you don't. It's like your feelings and your emotions sometimes are all over the place. This minute you want love, the next minute you're okay by yourself. And you have this fear of rejection, and it looks like you prefer to be alone than to have someone reject you or put you through what a past person put you through. It's like your past hurts, they're causing you to function from a place of doubt and mistrust. And some of you, you're unwilling to take the steps to help yourself. You're going through these hurts by yourself. You're not telling anyone what you're going through. Some of you might need to speak to someone in order for you to heal. You have to release the things that are on your mind, the things that are bothering you, even if it means that you need to reach out to an ex and have them sit down with you. Like if someone is desperately trying to reach you and they want to apologize and you're saying you don't want to hear anything from them, you might need to hear what they have to say. You might need that closure. You might need that apology so that you can move forward. You're not hearing them out to let them back into your life. You're hearing them out to get the deserved apology and clarity that's owed to you. If that's what's gonna make you feel better. Me, when I'm done, I don't need apology. I don't need closure. My decision is my closure, but for a lot of people, they have unanswered questions, and sometimes you're saying that this person never apologized, they never took accountability, they never gave me the closure that I needed, but at the same time, they're trying to reach you and you block them. So you might need to, if that's what you need to move on. Not everyone needs closure. If that's what you need, especially if it was a long-term relationship, you might need to allow them to come in and apologize to you, and then you can go your separate ways. So again, Spirit is telling me to tell you that you might need to take some time for yourself so that you don't get worn down. You might need like a staycation or take a few days off from work, or if you have the resources, the financial resources, you might need to go on a little vacation, do something nice for yourself just to regain your energy, and try to not judge people harshly or form your opinion on people too quickly because you're bitter or you're angry or you're still hurting. Allow people to be whoever they want to be until they show you something that's negative. Allow people to show up however they want to show up, because your battle is not theirs. You have to fight your battles by yourself, and you have to heal your wounds by yourself without allowing that anger and that bitterness to spill over to other people, especially the ones who are closest to you and the ones who mean you well. My truth seekers, this has been your reading for today. If this reading resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, truth seekers. See you in the next video. Bye.